Howdy, howdy, everybody. HTEDC coming at you this Tuesday morning here in southern, snowy, icy Arkansas, which is something us Arkansonians do not get to say very often. But we did get a little of the white stuff here and some sleet and some ice, and it's definitely a treat for us here. We don't get it that often, but I know that's nothing new for most of you or a lot of you out there. Hope everybody's staying safe and enjoying the good out of the white stuff, but none of the bad. But anyway, I just wanted to get on here this morning and do an open tag response video to a relatively new channel, which so am I. I'm a very new channel, so I definitely get this. Have a new gentleman that is starting his YouTube journey and putting out content, and I thought he had a very cool open tag that I might could participate in and kind of help support the cause for him. His channel name is EL Phoenix 1, and his open tag is show me your favorite S.A.K, or aka Swiss Army knife. And the whole S.A.K Swiss Army knife game is something that HT has just recently got involved in. I have been a collector for many a year, and for whatever reason, Swiss Army knives has just not been on my radar. I'll just be honest. I've kind of overlooked them. I guess sadly to say, but here in the last month or so, I have dived down that Swiss Army knife rabbit hole, and I now have 4 of them, and there's another one that I'm wanting to acquire pretty soon. So it's probably a rabbit hole that's gonna cost me a lot of money because I'm really enjoying them. I get it now, the whole concept behind them, I believe, and they're pretty cool. But anyway, the one I want to show today, my favorite Swiss Army knife. Now granted, my favorite is a collection of that many right now, 4. So I am not very vast on my knowledge of Swiss Army knives. I hope to grow that knowledge in the future. But the one I'm going to show you today is a Fieldmaster. And the Fieldmaster, I've kind of looked around, I've asked a bunch of questions. I know the tools and the blades, the accessories, if you will, that are out there for Swiss Army knife, and this one seems to have the most that would be relevant to me, that I most want in a Swiss Army knife, without going to the full-blown Swiss Champ. I know the Swiss Champ has like 33 different tools and accessories on it, but it is a very, not to say I won't get the Swiss Champ, because it is kind of intriguing. And if you guys know me, weight, big knives, and weight on my belt, on my carry, is not a big thing to me. So the Swiss Champ is definitely not off my radar, but this guy, the Fieldmaster, seems to incorporate most of everything that I would want in a knife slash multi-tool. Just, I won't beat this to death, but just going through here on your back, the back of the knife, you have a Phillips head screwdriver, which that was a big deal to me. I bought a Huntsman. One of my 4 is a Huntsman, and upon getting the Huntsman in, I was a little disappointed that I didn't have a Phillips screwdriver. So I did some asking around, and what model could I get that would definitely have a Phillips screwdriver, and Fieldmaster was one that many people told me. So we have the Phillips, we have the parcel hook, if I get that out here, or pot holder. I could see this being like for a campfire, like you picking a hot canteen of coffee or stew off of a fire or something with this little hook. That's I haven't used it yet. I haven't been camping, haven't been able to go camping, but I could see this being useful. I've seen videos where it's called a parcel hook. I guess they used to, carry the bundles of newspaper and mail, and hook it to the twine and, carry it. I guess that's what it was initially developed for, but I've seen several uses for this, and a good hook, pot holder, pot hanger, picker upper would be one that I would think it would excel in. And another one that's big to me right here on the back is the reamer slash awl, and has the sewing eye in it. So if you needed to, dig into something and stitch something up, you have the eye that you could, thread some cordage or thread through and make some repairs. But obviously, it's a leather punch. You can, dig a hole in leather, and as far as all in wood as well, make a nice hole with this thing. If you have to put a hole in anything that you need a hole for, this is a good pilot starter. But very useful tool. Again, haven't had this long enough to say I've used all these tools yet, but I definitely can see myself in the future doing so. So moving around, we'll get these out of the way. Give me just a second, folks. Don't cut myself here. And we'll come around to the front side. And of course we have the can opener here, and we have the little small flathead screwdriver tip on this tool here. Coming on around, we have the main blade, the good spear point blade here. Turn around this way, you can see that tang stamp there. But we have, main blade, and again, the can opener, small Phillips. Coming over to this side, has a nice wood saw here, and I could see that one being very useful in the deer woods if you had to do some light trimming, cut some saplings out of your way. I mean, this isn't going to cut down a sequoia tree, but look at those teeth on that thing. I have no doubt that would do well on a small sapling, or a small piece of wood you needed to cut for whatever. That's very aggressive. I definitely think it could handle it. So we'll get that out of the way. Moving on, everybody's favorite, the scissors, which I'm hearing that Victorinox, I've used it some. I have used the scissors to try them out, cutting tags off of new garments or whatever. You always got to cut those string tags off of them, but opening packages, put a little cut in mail, just there's a multitude of uses. You guys know what you use a pair of scissors for, but these are good ones. I know they look small and sort of dainty, but they punch way above their weight. They are actually a very good pair of working scissors. Getting that out of the way, we have a small blade here, our secondary blade, another spear point sort of pin blade. And where I think this would excel in is a little shorter, stouter blade. This would be your package opener, your Amazon boxes or whatever. That little blade right there would just get under that tape and just really do a wonderful job on opening packages and mail. Opening an envelope, cutting an envelope open. Just a small little pin spear point blade just would be awesome for that kind of stuff. And finishing up over here, we have the large tip flathead screwdriver, or this could also double as a nice little chisel if you need to chisel or pry tool. More so, let me rephrase that. With the thickness of that, I don't know how great of a chisel it would be. Maybe some light chiseling, but it would be a very good pry tool. Like if you opening cans of paint, this thing has a nice half stop on it. You hear that? Very nice half stop. So anyway, you have your large flathead screwdriver, and I would say pry tool. And of course here you have your cap lifter, your bottle opener. And right down here, that small notch with incorporating your main blade and putting this in the halfway, the half open spot. You can take your blade down there and put right like that on a piece of wire, and that is a wire stripper. Have not tried that yet, but I've seen many a video where it's very successful. You just slide your wire in there and ease down your blade to touch it, spin your wire, and strip your wire. So yeah, the Fieldmaster by Swiss Army, not by Victorinox, and I have added this little attachment right here, pocket clip, to mine, where our deep carry pocket clip, so I can actually pocket carry this guy, and it goes right down in your front pocket. Okay, one other thing I did see here sticking up. You guys can see here I have a little string hanging up there, a little yellow. Forgot one more little tool that's hid down in this guy. I can get this string to cooperate. Anyway, you can see them right there, 2 strings. These are my pull strings, which I have attached to a straight pin, a needle. And there is inside this, inside the channel here for this Phillips screwdriver, there's a little hole that goes back into the frame that you can carry a straight pin or what have you. And I have a little, I have some string attached to it where it's easier to pull out that little straight pin where it don't get lost in there, and it's easier to dig out. So I forgot that. So that's what that little bit of thread coming out is for the straight pin. That is also another little application hid down in here. And of course, I didn't go over it, but it has the tweezers and toothpick on the ends. That's kind of common on Swiss Army knives to have the tweezers and the toothpicks. Sorry this was such a ramble. I guess you can tell my greenness with Victorinox, but I can tell you what, I'm very much enjoying them. I get it now, and I'm definitely taking that tour down the rabbit hole. So anybody that stuck with me on this ramble so far, always drop me a like right down here. Consider subscribing to my channel if you enjoy this content. Not all of them are rambles like this. Usually I know I'm a little more versed in what I'm talking about, but thank you for sticking with me. You guys get over there and check out L Phoenix 1. Thank you for this tag, buddy. Glad to support you. And check out his channel and give him a like or a sub. We're going to get out of here on that note. Take care. HT is signing off.